What up, my madness society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Loke, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. It's absolutely free. You'll have my channel get into the algorithm. I'd highly appreciate it if you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to talk about was a question I was asked, right? An individual was telling me, he always thought that, gang members and criminals and stuff like that did everything for absolutely no reason, which is reckless, didn't really have no morals, just loose cannons, until he started realizing that they couldn't, they had to move a certain way. And the thing that caught his attention was that how much pedophiles or child molesters and individuals like that, chomos, right, are targeted by the streets and behind the penitentiary. Now, why are they targeted, behind the penitentiary and in the street life? It's no secret, everybody knows that, no group in there, even though there's different organizations and everybody, runs their programs different. There's one thing that we can come to an understanding is that, nobody likes chomos, right? Child molesters, predators. It's just not gonna happen. If they get put amongst, riders from the streets, they're gonna get dealt with. Because it's just not accepted or tolerated. That's just how it goes, and it's something that society recognizes, right? Even, CEOs and stuff like that, right? Because they see these individuals in a certain way as well, right? Not just us, right? But them themselves too, right? Because people have children or, nephews and, nieces and stuff like that, right? So they have an understanding and of course, why they would hate these individuals, right? And you see movies play into it too, right? You see if there's like a horror movie or a movie with like bad guys in it, whatever, you see that they tend to kind of just not hurt, children, right? It's a common theme, right? Because it's something that really does exist, even though there's people out there that could believe whatever they want. Children are just, off limits, right? For the simple fact of their innocence, right? A lot of individuals see ourselves in these children, right? We know what made us us. We know why we became the way we became, right? And it could all be traced back to our childhood, right? So therefore, these individuals see themselves in these children, right? When things happen, because homies have been abused and molested and all that as well, right? Homies have been through some shit, right? I know society likes to think that, individuals just do stuff just because, they just chose to do them, right? But they don't understand the emotions or what individuals have been through, right? And even though, people could say what they want, like, oh, I've been through some hard stuff too, and I didn't choose that path. Not everybody's mental's the same, right? Not everybody's has a strong will or a strong mind, right? We are not all the same, not even you and your siblings, right? Once your parents die, each sibling takes the news, differently. Some take it good, some take it really hard, and some, but everyone takes it differently, right? Because we are all different. Some people could handle stress better than others, and etc. So we are not all the same, when it comes to our mental, right? And, how we cope with stress, or how we, if, individuals might need some help, to get through the storm. So we are all different, right? So, but one thing that we could say is that, we've been through some hard times, right? We've been through some shit, right? And, so we see ourselves in these children, right? The innocence, right? And then for this individual to come and just, take advantage of that. Obviously, it hits close to home, right? It pinches a nerve, within a homeboy or somebody from the streets, right? And that's the reason why these individuals are not tolerated, or, or why individuals see them in a certain way, or why they approach them in a certain way. Because they take it personal, right? Because they understand the damage you can do to a child by, a child being put through some shit, right? And what it could lead to, right? And, individuals, don't want these children to end up like us, um, and that's just the truth, despite what the world might think, um, but essentially, is what it is, right? We recognize that, and that's why, right, homies take it personal, and that's the reason why they take it personal, especially if they have children, um, you know. But there's a lot of sick individuals out there, predators, right, that are just sick in the head, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, they're legitimately sick in the head, right? They get aroused by seeing children, um, and they'll go through great lengths and go through some crazy shit to get their hands on a child or something like that, and that's a sad reality of this life, right? And then there's individuals that have no problem with it, right? Even when it comes to like women who are like 16 or 14, that's sick too, right? A person who's an adult, right, has an understanding of what he does, his decisions, and he's able to comprehend, right, while a child can't, right, because due to puberty and all these new hormones that they're dealing with, right, um, a child doesn't know what they're doing, doesn't know what they want, and because they react on pure emotions, right, because they don't know how to deal with these emotions, right, compared to a person who's able to comprehend because he's an adult already, right? Same reason why the drinking age and smoking age is what it is, right? Because that's when the part of the brain develops where you're able to have a complete understanding of what's happening, right? So you can see why it could be a problem, because this person could now manipulate the child, you know, in order for them to get whatever they want out of this. And the child, right? Because the child doesn't know what it wants, right? Because that part of the brain hasn't developed, right? And they're going through puberty and all these new emotions, right? So you can see that these individuals will manipulate these individuals to do things, that they completely don't have an understanding about. And that's why it's not okay. I know back then it was okay. You would see it happen a lot through different countries, right? Older men marrying younger women, and etc. Right? But that's because we didn't have the understanding and we didn't know the science that we know today, right? So we didn't have that. Now that we have a complete understanding of all of this, and there's evidence, and people can say, I don't believe in that evidence, or I don't know. Then when you get sick, I hope you don't go to the doctor. You know what I mean? And I hope you never have taken medicine, because how are you going to believe that science but not believe this science? Can't pick and choose, bro. You can believe that science but you're not going to believe this science? But we have an understanding of now why it's not okay, right? For an adult, to be with a child, right? Um, because they're not able to comprehend. That's why you have to be in your child's life, right? Um, that's why, children or teenagers are so over dramatic and, don't know what they want, and, etc. Because they're just children still. Um, while this person's already an adult, so he has an understanding, right? So he knows what he's doing, while this person doesn't. That's why it's not okay. Um, you get what I mean? But like I said, you have individuals out there who don't have a problem with it, right? Like making comments about 16-year-olds' butts and all that, on here. And of course, they hang out with individuals that are sick too, so because there's a lot of individuals out here who see women as nothing but sex objects, and not trustworthy, and something that they could something just to be used and abused, and that's about it. um, really sad, but overall, that's why these individuals are not accepted and why they're targeted. But that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments, and Shadow, we out.